Hey assholes, Pat Ryarchy here, also known as the Patriarchy. Joss Whedon confuses me, and I know it's Joss Whedon, not Josh Whedon. Um, I'm mixed on Joss Whedon's work. I like some shows like Angel and Firefly. I don't like Dollhouse. I'm pretty mixed on Buffy. I don't think Serenity's as great as everyone else. I like the first Avengers movie. I really don't like Age of Ultron. But this guy, to me, has always been kind of a tool when it comes to social justice issues, like when feminism's ever talked about or politics or anything. I haven't liked him in those circumstances. It's funny when you hear Whedon talk about most things in interviews or when he writes about stuff, he's a very eloquent, intelligent, humanist dude. He sounds like a really cool guy. But then this election has unfortunately shown the bad side of so many people. Let's start with the Nicole Kidman thing, and then I'll break down a few things about Joss Whedon. Basically, how I think he's kind of a hypocrite. Not entirely, but I think he's kind of hypocritical, and he seems to virtue signal a lot and then backtrack on that. And he just seems all over the place. That's my thing. Joss Whedon confuses me. I really don't know where his mindset is because he'll say one thing and then contradict it subtly in another way. But okay, if you all probably know this already, that Nicole Kidman came out in defense of Trump, kind of. And when I say kind of, I mean she really didn't even say she supported Trump. She just said something about inclusion. Let's look at the quote from Nicole Kidman at first. The thing that she said, I just say Trump's now elected, and we as a country need to support whoever's the president because that's what the country's based on. The Hawaiian-born actress who was raised in Australia and has dual citizenship said. Okay? And then later Nicole clarified this in an interview with Access Hollywood. I was trying to stress that I believe in democracy and the American Constitution. It's that simple, she said. I'm out of it now, she continued. That's what I said. It's that simple. When speaking with the BBC Two, Kidman had said that she tends to stay away from speaking about politics. I'm always reticent to start commenting politically, she explained. I've never done it in terms of America or Australia. That said, Kidman did go on to say there were certain causes that inspired her. I'm issue-based, she said. I'm very, very committed to women's issues. Okay, so Joss Whedon came out criticizing Nicole Kidman. He shared this picture on his Twitter of her beside a puppet, and I think that's the puppet from Team America. But puppets for Trump. Blunder turds are go. All right, so he has a picture of her beside his puppet, kind of mocking how her her face looks and stuff, I guess, because Nicole Kidman's obviously had some plastic surgery or whatnot. I still think Nicole Kidman's a good-looking woman. Back in the day, I think she was a gorgeous woman, and I'm definitely a fan of her work. But okay. So Whedon says that's one thing. Now here's a tweet that Whedon retweeted before this from Alyssa Clark. I've never understood why people shame celebrities for speaking about politics. This is a democracy. We're all supposed to speak up. Okay, so is that not hypocrisy? Because Whedon is saying this, right? So this probably has to do with that bullshit Avengers ad he made where he had all the Avengers come out and tell you not to vote for Donald Trump, basically, and vote for Hillary Clinton. Now, to his credit, he actually put a bit of self-awareness and some funny jokes in there, but it was still bullshit video. Don Cheadle comes out in one point and just like, he's a racist and a coward and he's going to destroy the country. Yeah, Donald Trump's a coward. The guy who took on the entire world and, kicked its ass, basically. He, won. But he's saying that. Okay, so he's saying, hey, don't criticize me. Why are people criticizing celebrities? Why are you shaming us for speaking about politics? It's a democracy. Okay? But then he shames Nicole Kidman for talking about politics, who is a celebrity? That's weird. Not that he was the only person to do this. It wasn't no celebrities. Let's look at some tweets. After Nicole Kidman said that, here's a lot of shit that people said about her. Read these tweets here. Botox has clearly gotten to her brain. Next. I will not normalize this insanity. Nicole Kidman says it's time to support Trump. Not a chance. It's time to forget Nicole Kidman. It's time to cancel Nicole Kidman. I don't know how we cancel Nicole Kidman. And now it's time for me to boycott Nicole Kidman. Please, Nicole Kidman, don't get confused. Supporting the country is not the same as supporting Trump. Poison on one side and the USA in the other. It's time to add her to our boycott list. No more Nicole Kidman. Man, these people are really pissed at Nicole Kidman. So everyone on the left was being a baby because Nicole Kidman didn't agree with them. Not really that she didn't agree with them. She just said that as a country, it'd be better if we work together and try to unite and support Trump. And him doing well as a president is good for the country. But everyone in Hollywood's already decided Trump's going to be the worst thing ever. Now, do you guys remember when there was that whole thing that Whedon got kicked off Twitter because of feminists? Because he had that whole scene in Age of Ultron where Black Widow talks about being a monster because she doesn't have a baby because she can't have children. And now Patton Oswalt, our old friend Patton Oswalt, remember that tweet he put up? Yep, there is a Tea Party, equivalent of progressivism, liberalism, and they just chased Joss Whedon off Twitter. Good job, guys. Ugh. Much different Patton Oswalt than we see today, right? And then Joss Whedon also had that tweet about Jurassic World, where he took a clip from Jurassic World that was posted online and said, "And I'm too busy wishing this clip wasn't 70s era sexist. She's a stiff. He's a life force. Really? Still?" Wow, yeah, Joss. What a cliche, terrible movie. And don't get me wrong, I'm not defending Jurassic World. I thought that movie was terrible and Bryce Dallas Howard's character was bad, but I really don't think it was that sexist of a movie. Also, it outgrossed both of his Avengers films, so just saying. It was pretty popular. So Joss wanted to clarify that argument that feminists kicked him off Twitter. It was something about, they said Anita Sarkeesian and Feminist Frequency and all these feminists, which a lot of feminists were attacking him. He said in a BuzzFeed interview, here's the quote, "That is horseshit," he told BuzzFeed News by phone on Tuesday. "Believe me, I have been attacked by militant feminists since I got on Twitter. That's something I'm used to. Every breed of feminism is attacking every other breed, and every other subsection of liberalism is always busy attacking another subsection of liberalism, because God forbid they should all band together and actually fight for the cause." Now, this is the guy saying this that made fun of Nicole Kidman for saying what she did about Donald Trump. I saw a lot of people say, well, the social justice warriors destroyed one of their own. It's like, nope, that didn't happen, he continued. I saw someone tweet it because Feminist Frequency pissed on Avengers 2, which for all I know they may have, but literally the second person to write me to ask if I was okay when I dropped out was Feminist Frequency founder Anita Sarkeesian. Oh boy, Anita came in to help Joss out. That's wonderful. Okay, so here's another thing from Joss Whedon. "Violence solves nothing. I want a rhino to fuck at Speaker Ryan to death with its horn because it's funny, not because he's a GOP murder bro." I find that tweet a little weird. I don't really find it that funny. He wants to see him get fucked by a rhino to death, not because it's funny, but because it's funny, not because he's an asshole. But once again, this seems off, doesn't it? Like Joss doesn't make a lot of sense. Here's another tweet from Joss Whedon. "This is simple. Trump cannot be allowed a term in office. It's not about 2018. It's about right now." Okay. So there's all this with Joss Whedon, and I'm just sitting here kind of confused by all of it. Like, okay, so you said you're basically okay. You're not okay with people criticizing celebrities for talking about politics. Then you criticize celebrities for talking about politics. You talk about sexism when you want to, like you get to be a feminist and talk about a movie, and then your movie gets attacked, and then you say, oh, no, it's not the feminists, even though I know what militant feminists are. And liberals attack each other because we can't work together. And then you do that very thing by attacking another person who doesn't agree with you 100%. And you're shaming everyone who's a Trump supporter. So you're directly being part of the group that you're criticizing, Joss. Maybe you should have stayed off Twitter. Some self-awareness could have went a long way here. You're no better than these other assholes who were tweeting about Nicole Kidman that were just random people being jerks. You're being a jerk. You're being jerk towards a woman, too. It's a little mean to insult a woman. I thought for being such a feminist, Joss, it's funny how you don't have a problem like comparing Nicole Kidman to a puppet. And I don't know. It seems a little shitty to me. Whatever you feel about Joss Whedon's movies or his work, I feel like if you're a fan of his, this should actually upset you, because to me this kind of goes against the stuff he talks about. he's bullying, and he's supposed to not really be a bully, or at least that's the card he tries to play all the time. But I guess nobody's consistent. The funny thing about Whedon is that it's his fan base and his whole career. It's like whenever he fucks up or does anything, it's like he always blames people for not doing it right or his way, or his fans try to defend everything. Like Alien 4 wasn't his fault. The script was brilliant before, and it's like, well, I read that script and it was kind of crappy, but it's just weird. It's weird. Whedon left Twitter, comes back, now he's being full social justice warrior, and now he attacks dear Nicole. And it's just a tweet, it's just a joke, but he does it with Ryan, with Paul Ryan, and then he does it with Trump with this video, and then he comes on and says, "Hey, we shouldn't be doing this stuff." It seems like he just kind of he supports something if it suits him, but then if you don't agree with him entirely, then he attacks you. That's at least what I'm getting from these series of tweets and Joss Whedon's actions. But perhaps I'm reading too much into it. Leave in the comments, how do you feel about it? Do you think Joss is being a hypocrite? Do you think he's being a bit of a salty liberal? And tell me, are you a fan of his work? Do you like his movies or his TV shows or anything like that? I mean, he did write a lot of Toy Story, and I love that movie, so I got to give him credit for that. He got an Oscar nom for working on that script, even though like 15 people wrote Toy Story. I don't think there's much more to add to this. I think I had something else to add, but I don't think I can remember what it was. But let me get some jokes out of the way. Oh, Joss Whedon, your receding hairline. Oh, Joss Whedon, you're a fug beast. Oh, look at his teeth. Ah. Oh, Joss Whedon. Oh, you could never get laid if you weren't famous. Oh, holy shit, Joss Whedon. I think Drew Goddard's better than you. Oh, no. He's not like a Damon Lindelof, though, so let's give Joss Whedon that. He actually can write an ending pretty okay. I think Joss is a funny guy, though, and I hope he's still around and talks, in a good way. But as Dave Rubin tweeted recently, he said, "Aren't you tired of celebrities not being funny anymore? All they do is, bitch now?" I agree. It's not really that entertaining. I mean, I don't care if you talk about politics, but it is getting a little boring when you're all saying the same thing all the time. I mean, Patton Oswalt, Jesus, dude, it just seems like you don't even research anything before you fucking tweet, and Joss just seems to be a little baby that tweets whatever he's feeling that day, emotionally, and, Joss is witty enough to make it kind of work. He sells it, but I don't know. Seems like kind of a douche to me. Seems like he's your friend if you agree with him, but the minute you don't, he kind of turns into an asshole. I don't know, though, maybe. All right, so this is the Patriarchy. Like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, Joss Whedon, go take those Buffy DVDs, pull out one of the discs, break it in half, take the sharp part, put it up to your throat, and, well, I think you can figure out the rest. All right.